समझ नहीं आ रहा अपने सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट का क्या करूं।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एसआईपी का टॉप अप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
क्या? समझ में नहीं आया।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स का एसआईपी टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
अब समझा।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
The headline of this week's National Interest harks back to another published in August 2013, appealing to Narendra Modi, then Chief Minister, and on his way to becoming BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate. There is a reason we use the same invocation now, the same headline now, calling it Part 2. So, dear Narendrabhai, Part 2. Please note, Bangladesh goes to the polls in less than a week. By next weekend or early the week after, the country will have an elected government, and while there will always be the credibility question because of Awami League's exclusion, given the quality of democracy hereabouts in some of the countries close to us in our neighborhood, this should be a relatively fair election. Unlike Pakistan, the Bangladesh army is not in the race, nor have they indicated a preferred candidate, nor are they going to select anybody. The only thing that Army Chief Zaman said as recently as last Thursday is that they will ensure a free, fair and peaceful election. Back to that earlier August 2013 column headlined Dear Narendra Bhai. See that on your screens. It underlined to him that India and Bangladesh had finalized a landmark agreement to settle our border, especially the enclaves deep inside each other's territory, which had become a subcontinental version of the apartheid-era South African Bantustans, except that Bantustans are within South Africa. These were enclaves in the other countries. So India had enclaves in Bangladesh, deep inside there. Bangladesh had enclaves on Indian side. Both countries were being cusseded with each other because once cussedness builds up between countries, it's always competitive. So they would not give each other access to their enclaves. These enclaves or Bantustans in another country became ungovernable hotbeds of crime, smuggling and terror. They also became terror bases for many groups. Nobody in Modi's party then made a case against the border deal. Then BJP chief Rajnath Singh even endorsed it, but they would still block it in parliament. This was owed to power struggle within the party because both Advani and Sushma Swaraj thought that they had a chance as well of the top job or to be the candidates for the top job. Would Modi then weigh in? I had asked, would Modi then weigh in the larger national interest, get his party to relent and accept the deal or endorse the deal in parliament? Even the Bangladesh High Commissioner then had made a visit to Ahmedabad seeking Chief Minister Modi's good offices. Modi did not intervene then, but probably indicated that he would pick up the thread once he came to power. In just over a year of him as Prime Minister, the India-Bangladesh Land Boundary Agreement was ratified on 6th of June 2015. Alongside, the two countries also defined and settled their maritime boundaries. This also needed negotiation and persuasion internally with Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal and the calming of sensitivities in Assam and Tripura. Bangladesh became India's only large neighbor with fully settled borders. Even with Sri Lanka, Kachativu, though settled formally, is often invoked by the BJP in election campaigns, particularly in Tamil Nadu. The land agreement with Bangladesh, so early in Modi's first term, remains among the greatest strategic achievements of the Modi government in almost 12 years. It's also an achievement because in our fraught neighborhood, it was struck in the same period as Nepal making provocative territorial claims on India. In so many ways, I would list this as not only among Modi's biggest successes, but also as evidence of how pragmatic he can be in looking at the big picture. The Bangladeshi illegal immigrant or lately the infiltrator or ghuspethiya has been central to the BJP's politics, especially in the eastern states. It was also central to two West Bengal assembly elections and two Lok Sabha elections there in this period. Yet, he stayed committed to this border agreement. This, even as he and his party said rude things about what they see as demographic invasion, some, including former Chief of Defence Staff, late General Bipin Rawat, even invoked the Nazi-era concept of Lebensraum. Hitler, who mentioned it in Mein Kampf, used Lebensraum for territorial expansion by systematically settling Germans or Aryans in neighboring countries to outnumber the natives and then to say, German people are living there, must be a part of my country. Modi became Prime Minister in 2014 and quickly embraced the opportunity that was available with Bangladesh. And now, as was the case more than a decade ago, we are looking at another such juncture in our history with strategic implications and prospects even greater or even more challenging, depending on how you look at it, than in 2014. That the Bangladesh election comes just months before polling in West Bengal and Assam is a blessing because the ghuspethiya rhetoric hasn't picked up yet, though the Prime Minister mentioned it in his Rajya Sabha speech. At the same time, there is much on social media and on the many TV channels that's hostile to Bangladesh. The fact that Bangladesh goes to the polls now instead of just after West Bengal and Assam elections gives the Modi government space for relative normalization or relative calming, probably also for the return of a non-hostile equilibrium, a normalization and return of a non-hostile equilibrium, though the Sheikh Hasina era relationship is an impossibility now, at least in the foreseeable future. This is no time for anger or bitterness over India's preferred leader in Dhaka being turfed out. The interim government under Muhammad Yunus acted like a fully empowered one, which it wasn't. It was a caretaker. This government, however, did not act like a caretaker and made dramatic shifts in foreign policy or foreign policy positioning of Bangladesh. Yunus has spent a year and a half warming up to Pakistan, systematically carrying out provocations like visits by Pakistani military brass to irritate India. In the short run, he has gutted Bangladesh's ties with India. His government has talked of buying significant weaponry in a provocative way. He's made disastrous statements about India's seven sisters, the Northeast being landlocked. He's also made India's safe harbor to Sheikh Hasina a deal breaker. This is frightfully short-sighted from Bangladesh's point of view and irritating from India's. The good thing is that barring a miracle he might wish for, in another week he would have ceded power to an elected government. That's the new juncture or the new opportunity we are talking about. India was pragmatic in sending External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar for Khalida Zia's funeral. He met her son and Bangladesh National Party Chairman Tariq Rahman too also took a letter from the Prime Minister for him, a letter of condolences. So far, Rahman has come across as a grown-up leader. The fact is, nobody knows who will win or whether there will be a clear verdict. We can only go by what opinion polls are available. Opinion polls so far put Rahman and his BNP far ahead. The respected daily Pratham Alo's survey shows employment is the biggest issue for 83% Bangladeshis and 77% find the climate not conducive to business and investment and 35% are disappointed with the country's economic performance. That tells you where the priorities are. There is no hunger for Islamization or hyper-nationalism, which you can read as anti-Indianism. The mood on the street, however, might still be hostile to India, mainly because of the Hasina connection. But the most significant finding in that poll is that 54% Bangladeshis are optimistic of the new government ushering in social and religious tolerance. A follow-up Pratham Alo poll called People's Election Pulse survey shows that 47% want Tariq Rahman as Prime Minister and only 22.5% would support Jamaat-e-Islami's Shafiqur Rahman. This still makes the most support for Jamaat-e-Islami ever. There will be forces, probably also Yunus, who would prefer a hung verdict than a unity government with Jamaat-e-Islami in it and an empowered president as listed in the July Charter of 2025. on which a referendum is being held simultaneously with the elections. Under this, a directly elected lower house like Lok Sabha will directly select the upper house on proportionate basis. Jis party ke kitne hain, if you have 100 seats in this house, you will proportionately get seats in the upper house. Then these two houses will jointly choose a president by secret ballot with no party whip. And that president will have certain oversight powers over the prime minister. If only I was a decade younger, Yunus at 85 now might wish. The BNP in its manifesto released last Friday rejects these special powers for the president. They had said so in the July charter meetings too. If they get a majority, this issue will be over. The most important thing is neither the BNP nor Jamaat say anything about Pakistan in their manifestos. They don't even mention Pakistan in their manifestos. Jamaat seeks cordial relations with India. BNP doesn't mention India either. It only says it wants all foreign relations on the basis of mutual respect, etc., etc. This is progress. The only party that says rude things about India consists of the students who had led the revolt, NCP or National Citizens Party. At this point, its approval rating is 2%, although it is aligned with Jamaat-e-Islami. This sets the stage for an intriguing election with possibilities for India. It gives Narendra Modi the opportunity to reboot ties with Bangladesh. It will be challenging on the eve of West Bengal and Assam elections. That's why my appeal is the same as in 2013. Can you show a large heart to bring back strategic stability to India's east? That would mean dialing down the anti-Bangladesh and anti-Bangladeshi rhetoric in state elections. Or are we resigned to having a Bangla-speaking Pakistan to our east, just as we have a Urdu or Punjabi-speaking Pakistan to our west?